Now, let's go over a few tips to help motivate the child when you're working with them to keep them moving through your swim lessons. My first tip is, especially if you're working with a child that has autism, is to identify their special interest. What is the one thing that they really love? The one thing that they like to talk about the most, or the videos that they like to watch over and over again? If you haven't figured it out just by working with the child, you can ask the parents, like, what is the thing that they love? And then incorporate that thing into your swim lessons. I really like to use little trinkets from home to motivate the child to move through the water from one location to the other. So I'll just have the parents bring in whatever little thing that they like to play with at home that's waterproof, obviously, like little Hot Wheel cars, for example. And then I'll put those in the gutter all throughout the pool. And then we'll go on a scavenger hunt or a treasure hunt in order to get all of these things that they like. And I can motivate them to work on a lot of swim skills to get from one to the next because they really want to get to that item that they're super interested in. So figure out that special interest and use that to help motivate them. You can also ask the parent, what's something that your child is really good at? Now, it might be hard sometimes for a parent to say that their child is good at something because maybe they're so used to focusing on the things that their child isn't able to do. But most of the time, the kids, or really all of the time, the kids have something that they're really good at. Like I have one little guy that I'm working with right now, and he loves order so much. He lines things up and he likes things all to be in a certain place. So he's really, really good at cleaning up. And even though he might not want to do the activity that we're doing, he gets really excited when it's time for cleanup and he gets to put everything away. So you could use that special strength in your swim lesson. You can scatter a bunch of things about and say, oh no, it's such a mess, we need to clean up. And then have the child swim to all of these different items to pick them up and clean them up. So really identifying what's this unique strength and this unique interest about the child that I'm working with, and how can I use that to keep them motivated. Another common thing I do is incorporate letters and numbers into my swim lessons. What I find, especially when I'm working with kids with autism, is they tend to be really interested in those things. And so I might sing the ABC song when I'm trying to get them to kick their legs, to get them to keep kicking for the whole length of the song. Or I might do a lot of counting with them. I love getting chalk and using it on the side of the pool because the gutter part of my pool is cement, so I can write on chalk there. And so I might put a bunch of numbers up there and we have to swim to the number and then splash the water to wash it off. Just thinking creatively of how you might be able to incorporate letters or numbers if that's something the child really likes. Another thing to keep in mind is that you want to understand what are this child's tells. What's going to tell you that they're getting upset or that they're getting frustrated? Because sometimes what we find is that it will go from everything is fine to everything is not fine in a very short period of time. And you might not notice that the child is getting frustrated or upset until they're throwing a big tantrum. And obviously we want to avoid that. So I always ask the parents, how do I know if he's getting upset, or what kind of things will I see if she's getting worked up? And normally they can tell you a few of the child's tells so that you know ahead of time before they have a tantrum, before they get aggressive, what to watch for. And so you can slow it down or give them a break if you need to. But I always want you to keep in mind, if when you have that child in the pool, you don't feel safe, it's okay to ask for help. I think that we want so badly to help these families and to help these children, and we don't want to be the person saying no. And so sometimes even when we're at risk, we'll take that because we want to help so much. But it's important that you're safe just as much as it's important that the child is safe. So if you're dealing with a child that has aggressive behaviors, or they're grabbing your hair, they're going to bite you, they're scratching you, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, this is too much for me. I don't know how to handle this. Look, you're not a professional. Don't feel like you have to handle every little thing. And even professionals ask for help all of the time. So you can say to the parent, I love working with your child, but I'm concerned because he keeps scratching me during the sessions. So I need you to come into the pool with me, and I'm going to coach you on what to do so that you can handle him and keep him safe. And that way all of us are safe. Or if that doesn't work, a lot of these kids have specialized behavior support. It's called ABA. So you can ask the family, does your child receive ABA services? Is there a way that the ABA therapist could come into the pool with them and help them? Because ABA therapists, their whole role is to help the child to manage their behaviors in different environments. And so they can go into the pool with you and actually help to manage that behavior so that you can manage the swim, and either the parent or a therapist that's with them can help to manage some of the behaviors. So don't be ashamed or afraid to say, this is just too much for me. Ask for help when you need it. In summary, you want to make sure that you're incorporating special interests and strengths into your time with the child to help motivate them. You also want to talk to the parents ahead of time so you know what are the signs that they're getting upset. And if it's too much for you, it's always okay to ask for help.